Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where we could replace Oxie with the wise old man, and I would be totally fine. I'm Michael.
And I'm the wise old man. If you're new around here, welcome. We're a podcast that talks primarily about old school RuneScape. Primarily, we do get off on tangents sometimes, but we like to talk about the game, and we talk about, we'll obviously talk about the news because it's important. It's things that are happening, but we'll also make little lists of fun things that we do. We'll talk about various stages in the game. We'll talk about elements of the game that are how would you describe it, Michael? Not in the game, but like when we talk about RuneScape burnout, that's not like a RuneScape feature, but it's like a RuneScape adjacent thing. So 99% of the time you're going to get RuneScape. The other 1% of the time, spin the chamber, baby. We have no idea what you're going to get. If you're not new around here, I was guilt tripped into playing my group Iron Man, and I'm multi-logging at MLM on 2 accounts now. So just in case I wasn't miserable enough on one. Michael, my friend, how you doing this week?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm very sad.
Why sad?
I feel like I'm neglecting my main account because I have not played on that account. I want to say in at least a month and a half, potentially, but I'm having so much fun. I'm having I don't want to say, okay, I don't want to overhype it, but I'm having a lot of fun on the group Iron Man. Things feel like achievements. And I just got 70 Slayer. I just got a Slayer helm, and I'm currently sitting at Nightmare Zone. This all happened within the last hour, and it feels so good. So I'm having fun. I'm completing my goals, but I'm neglecting what feels like, a marital partner that I've had for the last 25 years for like this new fun fling. But I want to say I'm in an open marriage with my old account, and this new fling is fine. That's a weird analogy to make, but anyway, we're having fun. We are cruising along. Oxie is unironically playing his group Iron Man, which makes me so incredibly happy. We're a group of 4, so we have Scape Caution, Too Much Dad, Oxie, and me, and it's going really well. We're cruising along. So current goals, I want to get 70 prayer, which is not far off, honestly. I just need like maybe 200 more bones, I think. And then once I get 70 prayer, I can grind out some smithing levels. Once I get to 70 smithing, I'm going to boost for the Kandarin Hard Diary. And then once I get the Kandarin Hard Diary, I'm going to get 70 agility. That'll be quite a few 70s knocked out for the Song of the Elves requirements. From there, it'll just be like doing agility and herb runs and working on whatever it takes for me to get construction levels and farming levels. But we're cruising along. I'm having a great time. All that said, it just feels wrong, but it feels so right at the same time. I have 0 progress to update you guys on the main account. 0 progress. Like, I logged in and I loaned T-Pace Tyler my crossbow for like 30 minutes, and that's been the extent of what I've actually done on the account. I know that's a lie, actually. The other night, I got guilt tripped into multi-logging, and I did a Bloodveld's task, and then I logged out.
We did not guilt trip you into multi-logging. At least I didn't. I didn't try anyways.
No, it wasn't you. I think it was Tyler. It's like, Michael, you could just log in on your main account. I'm like, I could. I'm actually not doing I was doing a worms task, and that was taking 0 effort. Literally, I was safe spot ranging them. It was taking 0 effort, and so there's nothing better that I could think to do, but also AFK on the other account, doing a Bloodveld's task with a cannon. Can I tell you, it felt weird logging into an account with 1,300 prayer potions after having to scrape the bottom of the barrel and really think about prayer potion consumption on the group Iron Man. But like, I had 10,000 cannonballs, 1,300 prayer potions, and I only used 2, maybe 2.5. I used 2.5 full prayer potions in the 220 blood belts it took. If I could do that on my Iron Man, we'd be cheering. But like the prayer bonus gear that I have is not great, and I have 99 prayer on my main. One day, it's just life is good. In real life, we got all of the stuff out of the old house. It's completely out. And you can't see, but there is a mountain of stuff off camera. Just a mountain of stuff. I'm ashamed to even lift up my camera and just show you because it's like a mountain of stuff. So the background is slowly coming up, slowly doing things. If you're on the video version on Spotify or YouTube, you can see things are happening. I just got approved from our finance manager to get like a ginormous corkboard for the background. So you guys keep sending the postcards because they're gonna be up there behind me probably next week because I'm gonna order the corkboard soon. But yeah, making progress on the house. I still hate unpacking. I think I hate unpacking more than I hate packing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you guys have ever moved, I think the unpacking is the worst. But I told my wife recently, I'm like, I think we should just take it room by room, set a timer for like an hour while the baby's napping, set a timer, and just go, and get as much as we can get done in that one room. And then the next time we have some free time, do the same thing and maybe put on a TV show or put on a podcast and listen to it together. And we'll be good. We'll just get it done. But it's going to take some time. It's going to take time. How are you, sir? How's life?
I'm pretty good. Michael connected a VC yesterday after like moving stuff out of his old house. He had a headband on.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta lie with you. A headband, Michael, not a bad look. The sweaty headband, Michael, not a bad
curtains,
look.
The curtain bands.
little things coming down. How am I? I'm doing good. IRL's going fine. It's finally kind of nice in Michigan, so like it's been weird. It's kind of like doing fall temperatures now, where it's really cold in the morning, and then really hot in the afternoon, and then really cold again at night. So it's fluctuating a little bit, but we're getting into the like gonna be consistently warm for the next probably 4 or 5 months, which is nice. Get to like actually justify spending time outside. Yeah, so I mean that's cool. Unfortunately I work with kids, but not kids in a school system, so like I don't get a summer break, which sucks. Which is another reason I'm like someday I want to work at a university so I can have a 10-month contract and just have June and July off. But we'll see. And then in RuneScape, like I said earlier, I did get guilt tripped into playing on the GIM, and God, I miss my main account so much. It's weird. I had like a weird moment of like I looked at my supplies tab on my main, and I had this intrusive thought of like, man, I wish I had this supplies on my iron. And then I said, no, stop that. Don't do that. I was like, don't do that. That's not you. Don't do that. But I've been cruising along. I got the medium combat achievements done over the weekend. So
nice.
No prayer drain barrows is fun. You can like, I've never used it again because like at this point on my main account, I just don't take prayer potions and I can kill all 6 brothers and just tank them and be fine. Like it's not that big of a deal. But I can like lazy flick the brothers now, which is a lot of fun. Like I can count to 4, I can count to 5. That's pretty easy. Counting to 6 for Darok is tough. But otherwise it's not too bad. But it's nice. I don't use many prayer pots. I use more food now. Cuz like by the time I get to the crypts, I don't have any like if I have prayer, I'm saving it for the brothers.
Right.
And if I don't, I'm just getting smacked by the skeletons or whatever. So I use more food than I do prayer, which is nice because I only have like 2 prayer potions on my account. But yeah, it's going well. I'm also questing quite a bit. I think I have what is that? 13 more quests until my quest cape. And
That's
then
insane.
of the quests I have left to do, technically I can't do a Kingdom Divided yet because of the Shazian favor, which I just refuse to get because I'm lazy. I'll get it. I'm just going to bitch about it. But I have everything else for a Kingdom Divided. I can't do Devious Minds, Fremenic Exiles, Making Friends with My Arm, Monkey Madness 2, Dragon Slayer 2, Secrets of the North, and Song of the Elves. So those 8. I can do the other 5. So like I was
Okay.
going to do Land of the Goblins last night and then was like, no thanks. So I don't know how much I'm going to play after we record because I might go out and go fishing with one of my IRL friends, which will be fun. But Beneath Cursed Sands is on my radar. Land of the Goblins is on my radar. AKD is on my radar. It's just the quests are cruising along. I have like 180 something points until I get my hard diary done for 189 combat achievement points until I have the hard diaries. Like that's not even a consideration at this point.
I mean, it's not that many tasks, but there will be a lot more unlocked for you once you get all your quest points.
Yeah, because like TOA, there's some pretty free ones, which like my issue with TOA on the Iron is the magic, because I'm really worried we're just gonna get DPS checked to hell at Akka. Like it's kind of it's a big concern because like I have an MSBI and I have a Dragon Scimitar, and I know how to do the bosses well enough with range and melee that it's not going to be that big of a deal. God, magic is going to be rough at Akka.
You don't think Ivan's is adequate?
We're going to be cutting it close, especially if we do team raids, because Akka will have more health. It might not be so bad at like a 0 invocation level, but once we start doing regular modes like 150s, it's going to be tough with Ivan's Blast. Because we don't have any like damage boosting gear. We don't have Tormented. We don't have Mage Arena 2 cape. We don't have
occults or anything.
Yeah, like I have a Mystic top. I had a Mystic bottom, but I got an Enchanted robe bottom, so I alked the Mystic bottom and now have the Enchanted robe bottom because it's just the same stats, but the Enchanted robe's a little bit cooler. So like I think magic is gonna be the worst part. But I mean, I'll see. I don't know. And then I've been having, and I was telling you about this, I know the other day, I have like a weird perception of some of these quest bosses based off of like when I did them. Like, I was really concerned about the Dream Mentor bosses. I was concerned about, God, what other boss did I recently do? I was really concerned about Glod from Grim Tales. Like, thinking that these bosses were going to be a lot harder than they were. Because when I did them, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. This was like before gravestones were a thing. So like if you died in an instance, you just lost all your shit. I had the same problem with like Recipe for Disaster. Like I just worried that like I was going to get absolutely dumpstered by these bosses. And then I show up and I'm like ready for a fight and it's just click on the boss. Because like I was talking to you and Doc about this. Like, I have an Infernal Cape now. I'm significantly better at this game in terms of PVM than I was back when I was doing some of these quests. So,
like, the skill is in your hands, not in the gear you're wearing. And your skill level has improved despite what gear you're wearing.
I did a Taste of Hope over the weekend. And while hunting for my medium combat diaries, we had the realization that, like, hey, there's a couple free combat achievements in entry mode Tob. Just get to bloat and see what happens. So I was like, Maiden might be rough, dude. I don't have magic gear. Like Maiden, I might get fucked by some of these crabs. I did not end up.
You didn't even take magic. Like you had to do Nilos without magic.
I did do Nilo. Well, technically, the snare spell, which is what I had, snare does 1 damage. Which can be enough to kill Nilos. So, I killed some of them. But I did do Nilo Room without magic. But more or less, we said, hey, get to bloat and see what happens. And I got Verzik to 40% in P3. Just because I didn't have any supplies. Crazy. And then when the green ball came out, it killed me. Because I had like 30 hit points. Admittedly, I didn't do a great job tanking Verzik. Because I'm not used to killing Verzik with a 4-tick weapon, so like the walking underneath was really throwing me off. I'm also just bad at tanking Verzik, so that's another thing. But like, I had like Proselyte and a Dragon Scimitar, and I was like, all right, sweet, almost completed an entry mode Tob by myself. Like, this is cool. So
let's get us all in there.
At
least 2 or 3 of us, and we'll get her done.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could probably get it done solo, but I think it would be more fun to like get everyone in there together for like all finish Night at the Theater at the same time. That's like a 3 or 4 man. Yeah, but the skill's definitely there for quest bosses. Like, it's not. These bosses aren't nearly as difficult as I remember, and like within the last year or two, I've struggled with like Gluff and Galvek and Seren, but not because of their mechanics, because of the speedrun challenges for elite combat achievements. Like, those were the issues I had with them. Like, I don't ever think I died to the bosses while doing them for the speedruns, unless I was trying to die on purpose, because I needed to, like, just reset the time because I wasn't going to get it or something like that. Like, I think I've done Gluff probably 5 or 10 times. I had to do Galvek a ton. I had a really hard time with Galvek. I think Seren I did in like 2 or 3 tries, just with like a Sang Staff or whatever. But it's weird how easy some of these quest bosses feel now. I had the same thing when I was going for my Fire Cape on my group Iron Man. I was like 2-tick alternating range and melee in there. I'm like, I don't like this. This is weird. That was a while ago. So group Iron Man is progressing. I guess I'm just AFKing at Motherlode Mine because I need it for making friends with my arm, and I'm also recording a podcast. But I think more broadly speaking, I'm going for finishing all the medium diaries because I need like 3 or 4 hunter levels, and then like 40% Shazian favor and like 90 more Chompy Bird kills, and I have all the requirements. So I'm pretty set with all the medium diaries. I just have to. It's one of those like. I have like half of them done. I just have to do them because like when you go to the achievement diary list and it shows like all the requirements you have and they're all like crossed off. That's how my medium diary is looking.
You just have to get the tasks done.
I just physically have to go out and like do them. As far as the Mauritania hard diary, which I know is my goal the last time I was playing this account, 70 prayer is going to be absolute misery. I think I have like 63 banked with all the stuff I have in my bank, and it's just gonna suck so bad. So,
so going back to the achievement diary, I know you know this, but for the listeners, in the Quest Helper plugin, there's actually a section for the achievement diary. So if you're going for a specific diary and you want to knock out all the tasks, just choose it. And on the side panel, when you're like, it'll tell you what you need for a quest. It'll actually tell you what you need for the diary. And then it'll help you do them in an efficient order. So say if you're like Oxie and you have almost all of the requirements for the medium diaries and you want to just knock them out, instead of having to go like on the wiki and figure out, well, where is this? It'll draw arrows on the mini map and on the map, and it'll tell you who to talk to, tell you what to do. It's very handy. So.
It is absolutely cracked. I know I gave you guys shit last week for the community question with Quest Helper, mainly because I thought it was like a basic bitch answer, but it is a game changer. Garden of Death, when I first did it, when it first came out, took me like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Because I was like translating all the words, trying to like figure it out. Like I did Garden of Death by myself. Like maybe you were in VC with me, maybe with friends, but I wasn't like looking at a guide. It was just like we normally do, where we like no guide the quest and like have a good time with it. I did Garden of Death in 8 minutes with Quest Helper because it tells you like the longest part of the quest was not having like the Xerix amulet teleports places. So I had to like run from place to place. Like that was truly the hardest part of the quest for me. Like it was super simple. So I really recommend, if it is your first time doing a quest, to not Quest Helper your way through it. Look on the wiki for like a guide, but like slow down, read the dialogue, and enjoy it. The second time, it is a completely different experience. Doing quests. Like I did Grim Tales last night, and there's a part where you have to like talk to the griffin to get it to fall asleep. You have to like tell it a bedtime story, and you have to like click on the right options or it's not gonna fall asleep. I wasn't even paying attention to what I was saying. I was just like hitting the numbers.
To the blue ones.
Yeah, I was just like clicking on the blue ones
options.
and like calling it good. So
Yeah.
Quest Helper, after you've already done it, is bliss. So do that. But the first time, read the dialogue and actually enjoy yourself. You know what I mean?
You can use Quest Helper and still read the dialogue, but it's tempting just to spacebar it because it takes all of the mental capacity of like it just like it's easier to just spacebar it with Quest Helper.
Yeah, for
you
sure.
can still read it through. You can still read through the dialogue and stuff. But I agree. Like, there's a lot of quests that I neglected to read the dialogue and actually like try and understand what was going on when I did them the first time around. And I'm really I'm trying to put an effort into reading what's going on and understanding this time around. At least with the quests that have multiple parts, like getting ahead. That's kind of a boring, just kind of filler quest for right now. Just Quest Helper, that one. It's very simple. But there's definitely like the desert series leading up to Beneath Cursed Sands. A lot of the ones that could seem like they're insignificant, but all of the Zaya quests leading up to what happens in A Kingdom Divided, and eventually moving on to Valamor, like that quest line is pretty deep. If you like Game of Thrones, if you like politics, the kingdom politics, that's a fun quest to read through everything. I recommend it. Highly recommend it.
You know what quest I did that I completely forgot about? I stayed up till like 1:45 doing Morning's End Part 2.
Oh yeah.
Like we say on the show that like Morning's End Part 2 isn't that bad because in hindsight, it's really not that bad. In the moment, it is absolute misery. Falling off of that damn agility shortcut sucks. Like, it's rough, but
no fun.
Overall, GIM's not been going terrible. It's been overly complicated again, because like, how do I get places, you know? But yeah. TMD can also make us stamina pots now, and I have like 200 something marks of grace in my bank. Ooh. So I've just been giving him amylase whenever he needs it, and
I have full graceful now. I probably should just, whenever I go to get 70 agility, just give him all the amylase.
That's exactly what I did.
Literally call it a day. Like, hey, can I trade you these for some potions?
Yup. That is exactly what I did.
That's awesome.
But now prayer pots are going to be the holdback. But man, Iron Man mode, huh? Good God.
Iron Man mode. Are you going to, whenever you get all the medium diaries, are you going to use it on Herblore? Like the experience?
Herblore, prayer, or construction. One of the two. I mean, they're all going to suck. Because like, construction's going to suck. Because God.
Prayer's going to suck. Though, right?
Okay.
Kingdom, you can get.
How many times do I have to tell you guys?
One more time.
Not only do I not care about the daily scape of Miscellanea, I don't know how to upkeep it. I have no desire to go to Miscellanea and like mine coal for these ungrateful subjects for 20 minutes a day. I don't care. I don't care about doing that.
From my understanding, and I have no real knowledge of Kingdom because I never did it on my main account. I got to the point where I didn't need the money that you make because I'm pretty sure you make profit. Don't quote me on that.
I mean, Kingdom can be a moneymaker, but like
if you drop 10 mil in there and then you write out the 10 mil, I feel like you get there's a certain like order of things that you have to long story short, I'm pretty sure you can make profit. I'm pretty sure. But it's not about profit on an Iron Man. It's about herbs mostly. And then you can get teaks and coal and stuff, which are very annoying to get on your own. But from my understanding, literally you just drop a couple mil in there. And then when you go to collect, you just rake to 100. And as long as you're at 100% when you collect, you get the full bounty.
I have not ever known that to be true.
Really?
Every time I have tried to collect at 100%, I get like 2 iron ore and a middle finger when I go from Miscellanea. And I'll put like, I've probably put so much of this stupid group Iron Man's money in there because TMB's like, oh, Oxie, it's such a great way to get construction. Nope. You guys are going to get me my planks and I'm going to do other stuff for you guys. That's how this is going to work. I promise you. Because it's not, no.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
It's not only can't it happen, it just won't happen. Miscellanea is not my game. I don't know why I'm so comically bad at it, but like, I will provide other things for the account. I think I've gotten us like 20 additional group storage spots by upgrading the storage through getting diaries and combat diaries and quest points. Like, I'm helping you guys doing Miscellanea. I'm sorry.
But you're not doing it.
Yep, I'm not doing it. The only way I will do Miscellanea, because I think you're going to get Prif before I do, just because you've been like requesting to get those resources fed to you. You get to Prif. I'll do Gauntlet on your account if you want to do stuff on my account.
Oh.
Because I have a sneaking suspicion of the two of us, I can consistently finish a Gauntlet more than you can. Though without rigor, it's going to suck. That's the Iron Man dilemma is like, if you get a Bofa first, you can do Chambers and get rigor. But if you do Chambers first, you can get rigor to do Gauntlet to get a Bofa. So like you have to like choose your own adventure there.
But at least with the Gauntlet, I'm not at risk of losing our precious prestige.
That is true.
If I'm being 100% honest, and I'll even be 110% honest, I don't care about prestige. And I would load up a TOA with anybody that asked. But I care because you guys care.
I don't think so. I think I'm the only one that really cares about prestige. And the only reason why I care about prestige is because I want us to be able to do that first. It seems so much less fun to get dragged through content with my friends when I have a dragon scimitar, when I would prefer to do it with you guys first. I want to complete a Chambers as a prestige team. I want to complete a TOA as a prestige team. I don't think we're going to complete a TOB as a prestige team. I don't think we will. Because that's going to be a brutal 4-man with at best whips. Like,
unless we do entry mode and call it a day.
Well, we'll do entry mode for the quest, but like a real TOB is going to be brutal to do. With whips and Barrow's armor and shit. Like, it's possible. It's just going to suck for like supply management. So, eventually we will, as they have said, rip the band-aid of prestige off. I am in no position and have no desire to do it soon. So
fair enough. It's just like when I think about what could be fun on the account, like pulling an early Fang would be hype as all get out. Chambers, not as much. I could really care less about going to Chambers with other people. But if I did Chambers on my main account, I could just have the group iron on like as a +1, and then you pull a potential reward by just sitting there and collecting points, or you get the tablet. It's those little things. So the sooner that we can complete all the goals, I think the better. But it may not really, honestly, it may not be for like 6 months, or a year, because Escape Caution has like dedicated his life to Slayer, and he's like, I'm gonna get you all whips and tridents. I'm like, bet. That sounds perfect. So realistically, the rating aspect of the prestige, we may not get to that for a while, which is, I guess, is fine. There's a lot of solo content that I think could be beneficial. I don't know that I want to like grind out 4 enhanced weapon seeds, but at the very least, we could have an uncorrupted Bofa to pass around and get some gains that way.
Bro, change my mind. Weapon seeds or FFA.
Sure.
If I get my own Bofa, you guys can suck it. I know that's realistically not going to be true. As much as I'd love it to be, I know I can't feasibly be like, no, you guys can't have it. Like, it's not how that's going to work.
Because you could do,
unless I go like 600 kills dry. If I get an enhanced crystal weapon speed after 600 kills, I'm going to corrupt it right then and there, and you guys really can't suck it, because I'm never going back. I'm sorry. I'm never going back on the iron if we get to that point.
I feel like that's fair, unfortunately, but that's fair. Let's just knock on wood right now. Everybody who's listening to this podcast, watching this podcast, just knock on wood that Oxie doesn't go 600 dry for any sort of drop at the gauntlet. But hey, while you're grinding the gauntlet, we'll be grinding the gauntlet as well. And if we get a Bofa, then we could do Zulrah. And Zulrah gives us arguably the third best. But with a rune crossbow?
MSB, baby.
MSB, though?
MSBI and Ivan's Blast.
You think I could do it? I don't have an MSBI. I need to go to LMS.
The problem for me with Zulrah is the Venom.
Oh,
it's not,
right.
It's not the DPS. It's the Venom that's going to kill me.
Oh.
So, speaking of Iron Man, because we're talking about this for like half an hour already. Just our account update progress. We said last week it used to be like, yeah, man, I'm good. Main title content. I feel like I should cut us off to try to get to main title content before the hour mark.
Okay.
Because if you guys ever want to hear us bitch about Iron Man, feel free to listen to older episodes. Yeah, or join VC. That also works, because trust me, if you're ever in a VC with me, I will complain excessively about Iron Man mode. But trying to keep this episode under 6 hours, right?
Yeah, thank you.
We got a suggestion last night from our buddy Doc. He said,
Doc Hart, shout out.
Why don't y'all talk about clan management things for an episode? We're like, all right, let them cook. That's not a terrible idea. Because we've been doing this for a while, right? And
going on 2 years.
God, has it really?
Yeah.
No.
So we started the clan. Officially, we started the Xpwaste integration of TNL in August of 2021.
So we started doing RuneScape administrative stuff in September of 2020.
Yeah.
So it's almost been 3 years.
Almost 3 years.
We had a CC at the time, but we didn't have.
Right.
It was a friends chat, not a CC.
Scapes cautions, yeah.
Yeah, it was the Scape caution friends chat at the time. Was what TNL was.
When did the clans came out?
May of 2021.
Okay, I was going to say spring of 21. So yeah, it had been a while before we actually were officially a clan. We have been doing it a while, and I feel like there's untapped knowledge. But I don't feel like I'm knowledgeable about running a clan. Because at this point, the clan almost runs itself. We've kind of gotten to that point where you guys, the community, are the bread and butter. You guys are the heartbeat of what this clan is. Starting the clan from scratch, that's a different story. If you're listening to this and you're not part of TNL, you're not part of a clan,
or maybe you are a part of TNL and you're like, you know what? It's too big for me. I want to start a clan with my friends. That's fine. We'll still like you. You're still welcome to hang out and do stuff.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
starting a clan is hard. Starting a clan is, that's here's the question that I'm going to pose to you. Is starting a clan hard? Because when we started officially TNL as a clan, we had a group of people, not from Xpwaste necessarily, but we had a group of people to start the clan with. We had, I think the first 5 were me, you, Scape, TMD, and Jesse or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think was Jesse. Yeah, because Jesse would have been up. Because I was up at 5 a.m. that day for the clan when the clan system came out.
Because you only need 5 to start. I have screenshots somewhere.
Same. I've also got screenshots of the day the CC came out. I think Jesse may have been one of the first 5. Because I know it was the 4 of us on the GIM team. Yeah. And then I think it was Jesse. I don't know. But
2 fast kills for all you guys who are not on first name basis.
But in any case, I think the hardest part about forming a clan to start is finding people to do it with, which yes, obviously. But how do you go about finding people?
You can make alt accounts if you really need to, because you don't need to be a member. Well, say you have a group of 3 really good friends and you guys want to
I don't need
build
friends.
Something.
They disappoint me.
if it's just 3 of you and you really want to start something, but you don't want to have to wait for 2 random people, just throw an alt in there for the time being. And those are your 5 founding members. But the I would say the hardest, and this may be getting too ahead of ourselves, but I'll say it anyway. I think the hardest part about like making and managing a clan is how limited it is from Jagex. The biggest grievance and struggle that I have is, and this is not going to happen for everyone, but the member cap being 500, that's quite annoying.
Oh, it's frustrating as hell.
It's an engine limitation that they're not going to do anything about. And the second most annoying is like tracking member activity to a point where we can make it easier for people to join. And I say that vaguely because I don't want to hurt people's feelings, but it comes down to the point where if you haven't played RuneScape in a month or two, you're taking up a space for somebody that wants to play RuneScape in the clan. So we do what's called we call it a purge. We basically just remove inactive members on a bi-monthly basis. So that opens up more space for people. There's not a good way of allowing us to see the last time you logged in. What they did, which I think is really cool, is they allowed you to have the option for certain ranks to show up, but like, how are we going to make everybody that rank? It would be very difficult to be able to do that.
The big gripe about that is the feature exists, but it only exists for administrative members. So like on the higher ends, unless we made every single member of the clan an admin who could like change things, we wouldn't be able to see when they last logged in. And even if we temporarily changed their role, it still would not show until they logged in. Like it's just not. It's a stupid system. But that is definitely getting ahead of ourselves because we'll talk about the management of like a bigger clan here in a bit. But like, how did we all meet? Pretty much.
We were all streaming on Twitch, and so when I was trying to grow, one of the biggest pieces of advice that I got was find other people in your niche and connect with them.
Mm-hmm.
And so I met Scape by just popping into his stream. Actually, no, that's a lie. I met Link by popping into her stream.
To say you met Scape through Link, I'm pretty sure.
I met Scape through Link. So I met Link. I was there for like some, I don't know. I had just finished streaming, and I sent her a raid on Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I hung out with her, and I popped back into her streams occasionally. Whenever I was done streaming, I would send her a raid. And I was doing that for a bunch of other people. And we had this like OSRS streamers group chat. And that's how I met Damo, one of the other mods in TNL. And then I met Scape through Link in that Discord. Like the streamer, OSRS content creation. He was like 5 people. But Scape was in there. And I was in VC with Link one day. And this random British guy just pops in, and it's Scape Caution. And we get to talking, and I don't know, like over the months that I was just hanging out in that Discord, me and Scape got really close. And so Scape wanted to do a 24-hour stream. Link was a big part of that. And then you had also known Link.
Yeah, I had known you guys peripherally since like April, because like there are probably screenshots from way back in the day of you and I at like, I think Link's 99 HP party or something like that, where we were together in the same screenshot, but like we only kind of knew of each other from stream. Like we didn't, it's a little ridiculous now looking back on screenshots like that when it's like, we don't know who we are, but like there are definitely like farming guild pictures of all of us together, or like Sears Village Bank pictures where like, nobody knows each other, but everyone kind of knows each other.
I remember the first time I ever heard your voice. It was at Scape's 24-hour stream, I'm like, who's this random kid?
Okay, first
Who
of all,
is this
don't
guy?
Don't do that. I was 20.
I mean, this was like 3 years
right?
ago, dude.
I was
You were a
23. Don't
kid.
do that. I was 24. No, yeah, I was 24 3 years ago.
I was 27. I was a man of 27. Anyway, look at a 23-year-old right now, and what do you think? Child.
No,
Anyway.
no. I work with teenagers. A 23-year-old is a veteran to me at this point. I've got the 1-2 buckle my shoe little bastards running around in everything I do. Fencing, work. I can't. I'd kill to
He did have
be
a
friends
high-pitched
with a
voice,
23-year-old.
Taco Ninja asked in the recording booth, did he have a high-pitched voice? He did.
Anyway,
Ninja, who is this Midwestern kid? And then you got like a drop from a thing. Escape was doing a giveaway, and we've told the story before.
Yeah.
But Oxie got the BCP that he's never sold. He still has, which is crazy. And that's where it all started. Like literally August, from that point on, when he did his 24-hour stream, we all just started hanging out in Scape's Discord, which is the same Discord that if you join TNL today, that is the same exact Discord. It's actually kind of cool because if you click on people, it shows when they joined this specific Discord. Scape had his 24-hour stream like August 1st or 2nd.
It was August 5th or 6th.
Okay, so then I actually joined the Discord before the 24-hour stream.
Yeah, you joined it not long before, but you did
not
join
long.
it before.
It was 3 days before. So he had his 24-hour stream in August. I joined August 3rd. And then Oxie joined August 5th. TMD joined a month later. Dama was here a day after. So like the mods of this clan have all been here since the beginning. And I forgot what the point of this story was, but basically it was like how we got started.
How we met as a community. Well, the reason why I bring it up is because you really can't have a clan without a community of people. You physically cannot be a one-person clan in OSRS, right? You can be a one-person friends chat, but you cannot be a one-person clan. So if you're looking to start a new clan, or you don't have one and you don't want to join TNL or anything like that, or again, like I said, or you're in TNL or it's too big and you're like, I don't want to deal with this kind of thing, you can expand yourself and find a group of people. I've found, obviously, again, I've only ever been in one RuneScape clan. Funny enough, I've actually been in two. So back in the day, right, before I knew of you guys, I was friends with other streaming people. So I've been on Twitch since September of 2018. I actually recently put it on a job application that I streamed on Twitch from 18 to 21, and then from 21 to present, I do a podcast.
That's awesome.
Because they're like, oh, do you have any performing experience? I'm like, technically, yes, I do. But the people I had met through Twitch, through other people, like Michael said, expand within your niche, right? One of the games I really enjoyed playing on my old laptop was like Zoo Tycoon 2. I love Zoo Tycoon games. The Planet Zoo kind of stuff, I love it, right? Absolutely love it. So I went to the Zoo Tycoon 2 category, and there's one person streaming, and I made friends with that one person streaming. And they were like one of my closest friends. Shout out to Physics Fun Time. One of my closest friends I had during that era. And when you spend enough time with someone in their stream, just like what happened with Michael and I through our mutual streamer connection, you meet people through that group. So two of the friends I met, Julia and Crash, were in an RS3 clan together. Because the fact that I played RuneScape got brought up, and then it was a little friendly, like RS3 versus OSRS kind of thing. I was like barely into the mid game, and they were both like, damn, I have to remax my account. I have to get another one, because like Archaeology had just come out. So they're like, man, I have to get 120 arc to get my like mega max cape back or whatever it was. I'm like, what the hell? Like they had like playing for a long time. But the clan system in RS3 is a little bit different, where like, because they're like, hey, do you want to join our RS3 clan and help us with our stuff? I'm like, sure, I'll join, right? And I had to I help them cap their citadel. which is a stupid clan mechanic. Like, you don't get clan benefits unless your citadel is constantly full of resources.
Mm-hmm.
It is a stupid
Well, what are
mechanic.
the benefits?
I don't
like, yeah,
know.
it's a stupid benefit to like cap it, but like, what if the benefits outweigh that small task?
That's the thing. I don't know, because I wasn't a high enough level to get any of the benefits, and I also wasn't high enough rank to get any of the benefits. Like, it didn't matter.
Yeah. Well, okay. So if they added a cool thing to the clan hall, so say like you could have boss portals, or like you could have a clan portal nexus, but you had to have 100,000 coal in the furnace every day. I think it would be worth it. That's an arbitrary number, but I think it would be worth. Like, I would hope that the benefits of what's happening in the clan hall would outweigh the annoyingness of having to chop the vines so they don't overgrow or something like that. Anyway, continue.
But no, I was in their clan doing whatever. So technically, I have been in both TNL and Forge by Fire in RS3. I think I am still in Forge by Fire in RS3 if they have not disbanded, because I was on it on my main account. Oh, cool. And we don't have an RS3 account. We don't have an RS3 clan for TNL. Anyways, right? I met them through streaming or whatever, right? So it's kind of like friends of friends. You kind of break off and do whatever. Meeting friends of friends through mutual interests is how you make friends just in general, like IRL, right? You're on the same bowling team. You go to the same trivia night at the bar. You are on the same fencing team. Maybe your coworkers, you guys, play the same video game together. Maybe it's RuneScape, who knows? But like, in general, that is how you make friends, more or less. I know the running joke is like, oh, we're RuneScape players, we don't have friends. Like, I had not met anyone from TNL in real life until about 3 years or 2 or 3 years into it. Like, I think TMD was the first one I met. Mm-hmm. And then it was you, and then it was people from Xpwaste and things like that. No, I think it was Jake, and then it was you, and then it was because Jake was 4th of July. But my point is, right, like, expanding and meeting new people is a part of it. Maybe you meet people through a different CC, right? TNL has, at this point, has grown to a level where we are more of like a social ecosystem. We are not this like top down. If Michael and Oxie don't do something, nobody does anything in the clan. There are days I will be online with the clan chat closed because I'm doing content, or I'm just like socially not feeling like talking to anyone. Even now, people are in the recording booth chat, but I mean, this is one of the rare examples where there's not a lot of people in VCs at the moment. But we have grown to a point where if you're in the TNL clan chat, you probably have a lot of friends that are not Michael and I, or you do a lot of content with people who are not Michael, myself, or TMD, or anybody like that. And that's a benefit of, like, you make friends doing content together, So branching out and like finding interests with other people, specifically in RuneScape, if it's a raid team or if it's whatever. We had a movie night in the clan chat last month. Yeah, movie nights are a lot of fun. Frustrating because streaming services don't allow you to stream to Discord very easily. So that part is annoying. But otherwise, movie nights are a good time. But no, so the first step for like making a clan is having people to make it with. So I asked why we, or how we met the first time, to kind of showcase that like you meet other people through interacting with other people, which is weird. Now, granted, sometimes it's just like in our experience, sometimes the people you meet everyone through don't stay around.
It's just fine.
Which is fine. It happens. People will come and go.
So if you're thinking about it, hey, there's like a couple of people that I like playing this game with, why not make a clan? You have really cool benefits of like, instead of having to take a picture every time you achieve something, if people are online, the clan notifications will let everybody know. There's a lot of GZs that happen. Well, I think like GZs and the random like Fs, or hey, it's a whip. I think those happen more frequently than actual conversations, which isn't bad. And I think that's just a product of how sucky like communicating within the actual game chat is. There's no threads, like conversations can get buried because there's not a lot of lines of text that you can see. It's hard to have multiple conversations at once. So
I mean, I don't think that's I don't think it's an engine problem as opposed to it is like people like to play MMOs by themselves. We have multiple game modes in this game dedicated to that exact masochistic desire. But like there are times I'll GZ people, but I won't get involved in conversations that people are having because I just don't want to talk to people. It's not that I don't like them, but like sometimes I talk to people for a living. So some days I will come home and be like, yes, no more social battery, which is totally fine. But yeah, I think to build off that though, if you do want to create a clan with your buddies or people you meet from a different CC or like a streamers group or whatever, make a Discord with it.
Yeah.
Your life will be so much easier if you make a Discord with it and you guys can like hang out and voice chat and like really get to know each other better. Like definitely make a Discord to go along with it.
It'll make your life easier. There's a lot of things you cannot do in game that you can do in a Discord. One is like showing how long people have been there. Unfortunately, it doesn't show you like your anniversaries. Oh, actually, it does. Never mind.
It doesn't show your clan-iversary.
Your clan-iversary.
Which I think would be a cool feature for them to add.
No, wait, it does. It shows when you joined. Join date is there. I'm an idiot.
In the clan or in Discord?
Yeah, in both. Oh, no. In Discord, it shows when you joined the Discord. But in like the actual clan chat or the actual clan itself, if you go to the members tab, you can see when somebody joined. That's how we figure out rank ups, which is a totally different thing. That ranking, like remembering to rank people up. If you've been in the clan for longer than a month and you still have the little adventurer symbol next to your name, I apologize because the ADHD brain takes over sometimes and we all just kind of forget that it's been a month and we need to go and like manually rank people up. That's a third grievance that I have that I'll save for later. But if you've got some friends and you are wanting to start something like we did, clan system is a great way to do that. Having a Discord is a great way to manage that. I wish there was more integrations between the two. Like the biggest integration that exists between RuneScape and Discord is like the GZ bot or whatever it is.
Which is
it's just
I've had
annoying.
that channel muted for like 2 years.
Yeah. It can be fun for certain things. Like I'll scroll through sometimes and just see that Caper is absolutely crushing it in clue scrolls. But other than that, it can be annoying a little bit sometimes, or it can be nice if you forget to screenshot your achievement. It's there, but RuneLite should already have those. So there's a couple things that are annoying, but definitely make a Discord. And if you don't want to run it, find people that do want to run it. I guess because like I didn't join TNL back in the day with the expectation that I would be a moderator or that I would be is figurehead one of the right is that the right word? Like,
because I mean like yes, we are in charge of things. We have the power in Discord to do stuff, but like you guys are great and we don't usually have to, which is awesome. Like I think the most work we as clan admins do is rank ups, which we have been lacking on recently, and events. Like
True.
The amount of times we have to intervene socially and like tell people to stop is not very often. Normally we just like hang out. So figurehead is the correct word because thankfully we don't really have to do anything that is ever really like dropping the hammer down on people. I think the last time we had to do that was a little while ago, like it's not which is awesome. I think that's more of a product of us as the content creators who kind of promote that, as opposed to, because you can get unlucky and you can be in a group of people who you just don't enjoy spending time with,
Right.
So there's always that little element. There's always that potential that you could run into.
Yeah. Personalities don't always mesh.
Yeah.
And that's totally normal. That's like, it's not something to feel bad about. If you're not vibing, I guarantee you, Oxie, there are people listening to the podcast right now who joined TNL, didn't vibe, but still enjoy the podcast. Or not. Maybe they stopped listening to the podcast because they got a bad taste in their mouth. I am sorry that happened, but it's totally fine that it happened, because personalities are not always going to align. You may not feel like you mesh well.
Mm-hmm.
If people ever feel unwelcome, that's totally on us. That's something that we can control. One of the sucky parts about growing is I would make it a point, and if you joined anytime within the first year and a half to 2 years, I would make it a point every single time somebody joined to personally welcome them. But if I did that now, I would have to probably I would be on my phone a lot. Because
which is a good problem to have. But
yeah, there was some days where 7 people joined in one day. We get about 4 to 5 new people every single day. I probably still could do it, but it just got to the point where it felt overwhelming. But back when there was one person every 3 days,
when it was 4 people, when it was 4 people a week, it was fine.
Yeah, it's a lot
6
more
people
manageable.
a day. It's which again, great problem to have. Not something we were complaining about. And this is kind of like the good and the bad, right? The pros and the cons. Mm-hmm. So the pros, or I guess starting with the cons, the cons of a big clan. Off the top of my head, promise you, I've not talked to all of you personally in chat or in VC or CC or whatever it is. I recently had a conversation with one of our friends in another Discord, and I just turned my camera on and started cooking, which Michael, is something I do pretty regularly when I'm in VC, because if I'm hanging out on a weekend and I have to make food, there's no reason I don't have to be in voice chat. So I'll just throw my camera on my phone and make a whole dinner. And our friend was like, God, this feels kind of weird. There was a point where it was just he and I together. He's like, it's kind of weird. I'm just sitting here with a celebrity making food. And I stopped for a second. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, oh, right. You're here from, you came to this whole thing from the podcast. Right? Okay. Yeah, no, that makes sense. So there are times I just forget that is a thing sometimes.
Right. We're just normal people.
Yeah, just hanging out in VC. So it is, some of the downsides for that larger end is forgetting that I don't know everyone in CC, or I don't know. I'm really bad with clan rank ups, because I will see names and I won't remember if they're in the clan or not. We'll look at clan applications and I'll see a name and I'll be are they there? I don't think I've ever seen them before. And it's no, they've been here for 2 months guesting, or they've been here, whatever. Or I'll see a name and I'll be they're surely already in the clan. And they're nope, they put their application in a week ago. I'm surely they're already in, right? And they're not. So managing who is all here is definitely an issue. As someone who is kind of prone to getting socially burnt out, I guess is a way to word it. I like hanging out with people, but there are times I certainly don't. As someone who can be very much no, I'm not feeling the whole people thing today. It can be kind of sucky to feel like you're neglecting that part of the community. So that's not fun for me, and it does become overwhelming. 16 to 20 people in a clan versus what do we have right now? 450
If you're talking about the
463
Discord,
in TNL in the TNL clan.
in the clan,
Like it's a lot easier for me to interact with a smaller group than it is a larger group. The Discord, we're surely pushing 2,000.
We're like 1,800, I think.
You know,
So
like
It's a lot
we're
of
pushing
people.
we're pushing 2K. So like for someone like me, that is a personal problem that I find I have at times. But it is not an issue of like you guys need to stop talking and interacting. Like I would rather have you guys here than not. So those are just some cons of the bigger end. Another con of the bigger end is like there comes a point where you have to take the fact that it's a clan seriously. And this is like a kind of like a bigger point that I think is worth talking about. When you're in a smaller clan, right? You can do whatever. Like with ranks. Like ranks are fun. When there's like 20 people in a clan, you can give people all sorts of like fun ranks and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
Cuz that's cool. Like I think there is literally a therapist rank in the clan settings. Which, like, come on, man, that's perfect. Like, that is a rank that was made for me, you know?
Yeah.
There's a lawful rank that Jamie really wanted for a while because she's a lawyer, you know? But there comes a time where, like, you have to, like, create a system for people on how they rank up. Like, it took us a while to make the system that we currently have for rank ups. And frankly, it's not even perfect.
Right.
Like, it could do with some refinement because some bits are vague, which admittedly is on us, but I think it's worked pretty well for what we're going with, you know, and we're getting more people involved, which is another big part of having a clan that gets bigger is there comes a point where you can't do it yourself anymore. It's not just like a VC or it's not a Discord with you and the boys rating. It's like a living, breathing entity that you kind of have to like put a little bit more thought into other than like, we'll just chuck it up and see what happens. You know, you really can't do that anymore, which is a pro and a con, I guess, you know, because we talk about it most with like events and things like that. Like the first bingo, I think had 16 people involved. And I feel like 4 or 5 of those people were just like friends of friends that we roped into doing it, who just ended up like Spartan, I think was one of those people. Spartan was friends with one of our buddies, Kyle, so close. And we're just like, we're adding people to teams and Spartan wants to join. So Spartan ended up joining my team and has been here. No, or Spartan on our team to begin with. I think it was Leo who joined my team. But like both of those guys got roped into a bingo and have been here the entire time.
Yeah.
Since then. So like, you know, when it's small, it's really like, you know, come on out and hang out. No one cares. Like, it's fine. It's a really good time, you know? Yeah, I mean, on the higher end of clan management, it's a little bit more difficult to, like, plan events and put stuff together, which, again, good problem to have. But I think what helps that and what is a big benefit to that is, like I said, having other people to do it with us. Because you imagine if it was just me, you, and Scape raw dogging this since like day one, that would be horrible.
That'd be horrible.
We're like, we can be some indecisive folks. So like we have structured it in such a way now where we have like time-based ranks, advanced ranks, and then like the administrative ranks at the very top. And we have added, I think there are 4 people with administrative ranks: Jessie, Shadow, Immortal, and Jamie. And I mean, you gotta give credit where credit is due, man. This clan does not function as it does specifically without Jamie and Shadow at the officer ranks, but like even with Immortal and Jessie at like the max cape admin rank, like it just doesn't. We don't run the same when it is just us. You know, we've had to add new mods and things like that, and over time, just because we got like bigger and bigger. I think we added TMD and Demo after Fall Bingo 21. So yeah, I mean, there will come a time with a small group of buddies, you realize you can't do it by yourself, and you have to add people. Don't take it that seriously at first. Don't take the power structure that seriously at first, because it's just going to lead to problems in the group. Like,
that's
I'm this rank and you're
so
not
true.
this rank. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter too much now. Frankly, even now, like I bet you, if you talk to Jamie or Shadow or Immortal or TMD or anyone who's on the upper end that helps out. It's not like I have all the power, I'm invincible. It's like I have to do paperwork to play RuneScape now. Like it's cool, but like at the same time, like we have to schedule meetings to like look at a spreadsheet that people have crafted and refined over the months to see when people have joined, when people have submitted applications, whether or not they meet the requirements to join, because that's another thing. We got so big, we had to add a total level requirement and like an alt requirement. So like no alts below certain ranks. Like it eventually you have to take it seriously. But don't take it seriously to the point where, like, you know, oh, I'm the highest rank in the clan. Ha ha ha. Like, it's really
right. I would even venture to say, like, until you hit a certain amount of members, you don't really even need a power structure per se. You guys, like, imagine forming a small town and immediately somebody gets voted to be like president when, like, village politics can be handled as a group. You can handle things as a group. If there's probably less than 20, just like don't even worry about the like hierarchy of I'm an admin, I'm a mod, I'm somebody who has power. Like, make an admin, like so if you're thinking about Discord, like designate somebody who can run the back end, who can manage how things look, making channels, because like you don't want it to be a lawless town where people can just
structure is nice in a Discord.
Structure is nice. But like to say that you need, in a small group of friends, to say that you need mods or, you know, people with power, it can get kind of dicey. Now, when you start adding outsiders, when you start like recruiting people from like in the game, because there's some people who have joined TNL because literally we're just like, hey, are you in a clan? You're kind of a cool guy. I've been talking to you for, you know, the last hour while we were skilling. Do you want to join a clan? When you start doing that, and there's outsiders and there's people who you've not vetted or you don't know personally, then it could be good to start adding in people that you trust to help moderate and to help, if things go wrong, you have somebody to like, you have some way to kick them, or you have some way to get the toxicity out. But I think that it is unnecessary in a small group of friends to have that thing, you know, to have that kind of structure. So there's a time whenever it's necessary to grow, but you just like kind of figure that out as you're going.
Yeah.
There's not a right or wrong answer for when that happens. You just kind of figure it out as you need it. We added Oxie to the group after the fall bingo, and I think at that point it was like 2 months after we really had all kind of formed as a group, and TNL was growing and people were adding their friends, and like we were adding people from our stream. I think a majority of the people in TNL who streamed had their little Discord link to TNL. So there would be like random people joining that nobody really knew.
I remember when I made the switch from my Twitch chat.
Did you?
And it was like, because I had my own, technically I still do have my own like stream Discord that is this point, it's a mausoleum. It's like, I think the last message was sent in like January of 22 or something like that.
Whoa.
I'm trying to keep it that way. Like that link does not go out to anyone. Like that is, if you are already in, sweet. If you're not, tough luck. Like that is a relic of the past, not meant to be discovered by those now, you know, and I like it that way because like it's fun, you know. But like, Lord, I don't know. Like I remember when I made the switch and like had people started coming over to TNL. But like here's the thing about growing your clan, right? Michael and I grew TNL due to the unexpected success of the podcast. I was recently having a conversation with one of my friends a couple months back. One of the ones I had streamed with at the very beginning, Crash, who I was telling you about, who played RS3 for a while. And we both had this kind of like damn, if you would have said back in like 2019 when we all met that a podcast about Old School RuneScape would be the most successful endeavor in every domain, right? Financially, viewership wise, viewer loyalty, like community growth. Had you would have said that's going to be the most successful thing anyone here is going to do, no one, especially me, would have believed that would have been a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So our clan grew because of how lucky we got with you guys as a community who like listening to our show. If you're starting a clan with a group of friends, it doesn't have to get that big. It really doesn't. It can cap out at like, I think even so, before we integrated Xpwaste, we had like 50 or 60 people in TNL, most of which were just AFK lurkers that like joined through stream and only hung out when like Scape was making it big at the duel arena, giving shit away. Like truly, it really wasn't that big until we integrated the show with it. So if you aren't a content creator and you don't care to become a content creator and you just want to be in a clan with your buddies, do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take this episode as like, oh, here's a copy of our clan spreadsheet so you can edit it yourself. Like, first of all, we're not going to put that out there. Second of all, like, y'all don't need that. Just enjoy hanging out with your friends in a way that you find to be rewarding. You don't have to make the leaps and bounds and like put your roots in super deep like we have.
It can work. It can work. If you want to make it work, you got to put in a little effort. I guess my biggest advice is, well, two things. Find people that you trust, find people that you get along with, and make a conscious decision to do it first. And then from there, just kind of go with the flow. Go with the flow of hey, if this happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, we're still going to be friends. Because like the worst thing that can happen is what happened to us, you know? There's many times where I look back and I'm like, if the podcast didn't happen, we would just still be a small Discord. There wouldn't be the drama over the years that has not severed friendships, but like things have happened. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, you know? It's not to the extreme where we've lost a handful of people. There's certain things that will never go set on, we will never like divulge on the podcast, but drama is drama. It can happen. Nobody is immune to it. So if you feel like, you know, you might sever friendships because of politics in the clan, maybe just stick to being part of a bigger community and help grow that.
To say objectively, you're not going to find a better clan to be in, but you know,
every week, folks. He says it every week. But there's plenty of other podcasts out there too. That if you want to join, I mean, content creators podcast. We've said this. I've said it on the show. Oxie has said it on the show. It wouldn't hurt our feelings if you left, but it would definitely make us sad if you left. It's generally you.
By definition, that is hurting our fit. What?
There would be no hard feelings. Sorry. There would be no hard feelings. Our feelings
is also not us encouraging you to leave. Michael, where are you putting our viewers right now, man? What kind of hole are you putting them in? You're like, we wouldn't be mad if you guys f***ed off, you know.
I'm not trying to like tell people you're here forever, you know? I want my little baby birds to fly and to grow your own community if that's what you're passionate about. And if you're not in TNL, by all means grow your own community.
The cool part about TNL is if you look at, like, I can look at it from the top down because I've been here for a while and I have access to everything in the Discord and the CC. Like, I can see the communities that are being built within this larger community. And the best way for me to see that is raid teams.
Yeah.
I know there are several groups of raid teams that have kind of split off and created their own mini communities around the content that they like to do together. And I know there are communities of people who have split off in their mutual interests that aren't RuneScape, that are other games like that. And it would be again, it doesn't. It's not a bad thing that like you're in a different Discord with people from TNL playing RuneScape together outside of TNL. That has happened on multiple occasions that I am aware of. That people from like our community who have come from Xpwaste met each other in the Discord and then have created their new thing together while still being a part of TNL. Like you can still do that here. You don't have to do the whole clan creation thing. I've found it's a lot of fun because I didn't have anything before that, but like it is really cool to see how, like I said, the living, breathing ecosystem can grow if nurtured in the correct way. But again, I don't think you're going to find a better clan than TNL, but I don't know. I think have fun with it is the most important thing. Don't take it mega serious until you absolutely have to.
Iron Otis in the recording booth chat says, has anyone met someone else in TNL and later got married? I don't think so.
Not yet anyways.
Are there any
Michael
dating is there any dating couples out there? I don't know. I don't know. It's data that we have not been privy to, unfortunately, if it has happened. We are not privy to that information.
Yeah, if any of you guys met in OSRS through Xpwaste and are dating, let us know. Because that would be cool as hell to shout out. Yeah, for our last achievement of the week, Bloodhound and Oxie got married.
Marriage. Man, is it time to send these folks a break?
I think it is. This was a little bit of a different style of episode, Clan management. Chat. Yeah, clan management is worth it. And having people who are as passionate about it as you to help you out. Maybe they're passionate about different things. Maybe you guys do have some disagreements. It is worth it to have other people around. So special shout out to our 4 admin rank folks, Jamie, Shadow, Jesse, Immortal, for helping this thing roll before we go to break, because there's no way we do this on our own. But yeah, I'm content to send these folks to break.
All right, guys. We will see you after this.
What's up, Scapers? Are you guys ready for the greatest edition of the Grand Exchange since the Grand Exchange? You better be, cause it's time to join a clan, baby! That's right, come on down to the Grand Exchange and start your own clan with your friends!
Sorry, I'm already in a friends chat.
Oh, I'm already in a friends chat. Yeah? Does your friends chat have a formal rank structure? What about these sick-ass icons? And what about the clan hall? That's right, you heard me. Join a clan and get a free community mansion with a full unpaid staff. Wait a minute, we're not getting paid. Sign up today and I'll even throw in a free banner so you can hoist your colors. Use to beat the shit out of some goblins so they'll know who sent you. Join a clan today, baby! Woo!
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that recycled commercial. I know I sure did. I say recycled commercial because I know that it's like I'm like 99% sure that we won't have a new commercial for you guys this week, but that may just be the push that we need to get a new commercial out. Who knows? Anyway, it's the part of the show now where we turn to our lovely and generous patrons who support us each and every month to make the show that much better. Some of the tiers, you get a shout out verbally, and other tiers, like the Wise Old Man tier, your names are on the screen now. So, thank you to each and every one of the Wise Old Man tier patrons. Appreciate all that you guys do for the show, keeping us financially stable. Oxie and I don't take a pay cut, by the way. We don't, at least right now. There's not enough ducats in the bank for us to make that kind of decision. But the ducats that we do have, they go to things like next week, you'll see a corkboard behind me. That was, we use Patreon money for that kind of stuff. So we appreciate you guys each and every week for the support, and each every month, rather, because you're not billed weekly. You're billed monthly. So thank you so much to all the Wise Old Man patrons. You guys are the bread and butter. I say it every week, but we didn't have any new Wise Old Man patrons this week. So if you are a brand new Wise Old Man patron, you will get your name shouted out the first week that you are, the first week that you subscribe. And after that, your name goes on the board. The ones that we do shout out, however, are the KBD tier folks. And we love you so very much, each and every one of you. If you were in the room right now with me, consensually, I would give you all kisses and big hugs. But virtually, I can give hugs and kisses now to say thank you. So starting out with the KBD tier, we have Broke70, Oxie's dad, my dad, all of our dad, Cloud Kicker, Dicky Bird, XP Enjoyer. I know that every week Oxy says EXP Enjoyer. I don't know why.
Is
but
it,
we
is it
say
not EXP Enjoyer?
It's spelled EXP Enjoyer, but like you don't say I'm excited. You should say I'm excited. So it's XP. EXP. Anyway.
I don't know. I always called the EXP share in Pokemon as a kid. So that's why I make the distinction between EXP Enjoyer and XP. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm just going to be really EXP excited. I'm going to be really excited about this next name. Impy Jones, Legend Gary, Lil Drakey, the Lord Jake himself, Mark, a.k.a. iSteam, Mike Oxmall, MT Birchfield, Rylithian, SatanBot666, Skooma92, Spartan Fire, Taco Ninja, The Big G Jordy, The Crayola Crayon, Toast No Toast, and Tiz Takoots. Again, thank you so much to everybody in the KBD tier. If you would like to get in on the fun and join our Patreon, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/Xpwaste. That's XP, not EXP. Xpwaste.
Need you to EXP off my ass. Jesus Christ.
And you can join the fun and get your name shouted out at certain tiers. We have many tiers ranging from $1 all the way to $25. There's a lot of cool things that happen in the Discord. We are slowly but surely working on our Patreon, and we're going to do that eventually. It's just I'm trying to get through one thing at a time, and right now that one thing is moving. And once I'm in a good spot with that, then I feel like we'll hit it head on. An update for you guys, since I love to do this every single week. An update for all you shirt getters. If you live in the continental US, potentially Hawaii as well, because I don't think there's anybody from Alaska. If you live in the domestic US, if you're domestic, for me anyway, and shirts are going out. Shirts are in the mail as of 2 days ago, yesterday. I can't remember. The day of recording, not the day of posting. So you could potentially, depending on how quickly the post office does their thing, you guys have shirts at your door if you live in the USA. There are a couple of EU folks that have them, and Australia and Canada should be getting them once all of that international processing is done. So the only ones I have left are countries in the EU where there's like import taxes and different things, like you have to like declare like a customs form. So like I'm gonna have to go up to the post office in order to send those out. But once I do that, everybody will have their shirts. Everybody who has requested a shirt, that is. There's still people who have not requested a shirt who still should receive one. So if in like the next month you think I was a patron in October of 2022 and I was promised a shirt and I don't have a shirt and I've reached out to Michael and he said I should have gotten a shirt. If all that is true, please reach out to me and let me know, and we'll cross-verify with the information that we have and send you a shirt. Other than that, join our Patreon, patreon.com/Xpwaste. We'd love to have you. And that is it for that section. Now I'm going to do my other favorite thing, which is the community question. last week we asked you guys, what do you think of the proposed skilling navigation mechanics? So just as a little recap, last week we talked about all of the tech demo that they did and all of the stuff that goes along with that. And we asked you guys what you thought. So starting us out, TWLGZ says, meh, I don't know. I wish they made sailing leveled by Slayer or diary type tasks on islands in certain newly unlocked areas instead of actually sailing. Higher level sailing gives better tasks and treasures. I think Slayer 2 would just be a better skill than sailing, but that's just me. Iron Otis says, meh, looks all right. Guys, it's 2 people now that said meh. Anyway, Iron Otis says, meh, looks all right. I'll be okay as long as it isn't controlled by the arrow keys or WASD or the Bon Voyage trash navigations. With this being the first new skill, all I can say is don't screw this up. Man, Iron Otis coming for blood today. Marcus says, meh, don't know. Guys. Marcus says, meh, don't know. How should I gain XP? Anyway, much love from Germany. Much love from Germany. Alexander says, try Chimbampa plugin. Shoots chins from cannon. Alexander, I don't know who you are, but you're a little late. just a little bit late on that. That was last week's question. But yes, Chimbampa, 10 out of 10 plugin. Dudeheim says, sail in a circle to 99. No new AFK Kraken boss. Fishing boat you can attach fish barrel to for more storage. I think they've got tons of possibilities, but having played Sea of Thieves, sailing can be a drag. Guys, we knew all of this, and we still voted for sailing. Remember? We could have had shamanism? Anyway, Mockcat says, on the fence between yes, it's a skill, and no, it's not. Feel like part of it could be a skill, like multi-cannon being part of range combat. Would like to store the cannonballs on the ship, though. Hell yeah. Caleb says, I randomly came across 5 Barrels hat on Fashionscape. That plugin is god tier. For the skill navigation, I think we'll get more movement mechanics in time. I don't want it to be a fast travel system. At least you followed it up with an actually answering the community question for this week. But yes, the Fashionscape plugin is goated. And
we talked about it during the community question when I found the barrels hats.
Oh,
it's not totally off kill.
My apologies.
Come on now.
That's very true. My apologies. Lord Maticus simply says, hype. Okay. Somebody's hype.
Finally, some positivity.
Seymour says, I like that they are really listening to surveys on what we're looking for in the skill. Being able to point and click my ship and move around on the ship was the most important part. And this is coming from somebody whose name is Seymour. So I feel like they have street cred to have that opinion. Because they're on the sea more than everybody else.
Shut up, Michael. Get out of my podcast. I swear to God.
That's going to do it for the community question section, guys. There's no YouTube replies because YouTube just took a nap this week.
Was being an asshole this week. So if you guys are YouTube stans, you're probably wondering why the episode was out like a day and a half late. I started the upload for Spotify and YouTube at the exact same time. They wrapped up around 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever it would have been. And it was fine. Like I was just going to put the episodes out. Spotify went off without a hitch. No problem. No worries. YouTube threw a fit because YouTube does this stupid thing where you can set it and forget it, but you can YouTube isn't done processing when it says 100%. So the upload has to happen, and then it has to process the standard version, and then it has to process the HD version, and then it has to check for monetization.
Damn.
So I think YouTube is going to have to start going out later for Europeans because right now I think we put them out at like 2:30 in the morning. And like last week, I think what the problem was I don't even know if it was the release time because when we tried to do it again later, like I restarted the upload before I left for work. Because I said that in the morning. I'm like, YouTube is being a bitch, but it's fine on Spotify. So I reset YouTube in the morning before I left for work, and I came back, and it still wasn't working. It kept saying like processing failed for some reason. So it took like 3 times to get it working properly. So I don't know why YouTube was acting up last week. Hopefully we don't have that problem this week, because I think it was a YouTube end thing. But
yeah. So that's going to do it for the community question this week, guys. If you want to answer this week's question, it will be, if you could name a clan. So say you took our advice this week and you started your own clan. If you could name your clan anything you want, what would it be? You can answer that question on the community question section on Spotify or the pinned comment of this YouTube video, pending any issues.
Yeah, any catastrophic problems we have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oxie, I think it is time for everybody's third favorite section of the podcast.
I don't know where you're getting third. I don't know where you're getting third from, but okay. I'd take second behind fun question, but I don't know where you're getting third from. First of all, fourth
section, because
there's no way you think the Patreon is more enjoyable. There's no way. Don't do that.
Anyway,
Michael's disdain for the best section of the show aside, it is Achievement of the Week time. It's kind of a short Achievement of the Week this week. I think part of that has to do with the fact that we recorded on Monday night last week. So we only had 6 days instead of 7, but it's time, baby. Achievement of the Week. And we're just going to go right down the list this week. We're going to do skilling, combat, and then miscellaneous. That's how we're going to end this out. Because we got some cool stuff, you know. In the skilling category, only 799s. Only 799. So Dinosaur got 99 Slayer. Great name, by the way. Elagio got 99 Crafting. Torin got 99 Construction. Parker got 99 Fishing. Nate, a.k.a. Silly Little Gay, one of my bingo teammates, they got 99 hit points. Colton AG got 99 Strength. And Gibson LaPaul got 99 Construction. So, couple 99. And then, okay, somebody last night while I was playing got 3 99s, 2K total, and 120-something combat. I don't know who you are, because I didn't see it posted in levels and achievements. Unless I'm the idiot. So, if I am the idiot, let me know so we can shout you out by name next week. But I swear to God, somebody got a ton of 99s last night, and I don't know who you are. But if you know who you are, good job. In the combat section this week, we have some fire capes again. Order has been restored. So in the combat achievement section, we have for fire capes, Turkleton on his Pure account got first fire cape. So Pures with fire capes is pretty cool. Chaotic Dad Bud and Seymour 975 got their first fire capes this week as well. They're like very first ones, which hype as hell. My boy Nate Dogg making another appearance on Achievement of the Week with his first Corrupted Gauntlet, and P5HT Pat P5, again, still don't know how to say your name, but I was online last night when you got Zulrah scales as your collection log item. Got your first Zulrah KC. So congratulations to you. We have almost as many TOA kits as we do 99s, because Spari, Hoofhearted, Shinkiro, and Miyamo Poppy all got their Missouri crafting kits this week. There's always one person who has to one-up everybody, though, and Evasive Ibu got his Cursed Phalanx. So Evasive Ibu now has a Kitted Fang, which the more I see, the more I'm like, God, I have to do that this year. And I really don't think it's going to be too bad, but it's not going to be great. I don't know.
I didn't like it when it first came out because I didn't think that people would actually use the Fang. But now that I see how much I actually use the Fang, I think it would be cool to have.
Yeah, it's a super cool cosmetic, flexes your in-game ability. It's awesome. Finally, wrapping things up in the combat achievements section with a staggering 37 Slayer, Fear Garden did accomplish the Master Combat achievements. That's a joke. We tease Fear about his Slayer level, but he's got a Hydra task right now. Finally, but yeah, he got the master. He got the Master CAs done. So congratulations to you, Fear. Yeah, I love seeing people get the high level CAs done, even if it's a little weird now. Which, like, side note on, I was called out on my bullshit because I got the medium CAs done on my Iron Man by doing like elite combat tasks and shit. And people were like, after all that bitching you did a couple weeks ago, you're utilizing the system. I'm like, man, don't do that. But it's true.
I think you should do more of that.
Bitching about the system?
No, call out Oxie for being an elitist.
I mean, that's fair. But like, also at the same time, I think what upsets me more is the cosmetics. Honestly, I think getting the perks is fine. I don't think I should be able to change my Slayer helmet color if I don't have all the elite combat achievements done. Again, it's so far away from me. Like, I even feel weird about it on my main. Like, I'm gonna get the master diary done before the master tasks are completed.
No, you're not.
And that just feels weird. I'm on my main account. Yes, I am.
You know you're not. Because you don't think it's right.
You're right. I don't think it's right. The game is gonna say it is. So the game's going to give me the combat achievement awards without finishing all of the master achievements. So it's going to feel weird to, like, I don't know, have all this stuff. And it's like, you know me. Like, if I don't earn it, do I really deserve it kind of thing. It's a weird mental block. So, like, that's the thing that I'm, even with the master CAs on the main, I'm like, do I have a Verzik helmet, though? I will. I don't right now, but I will.
I don't want to go to this too deeply, and maybe we can talk about this next week. But if the system came out as it is today, so if they released combat achievements where you could just do other tasks from higher tiers and get points, would you still feel the same? Nope. I don't think you would.
I promise you I would not, because that's how I feel in leagues. Okay. I don't have to complete like all the easy tiers in leagues to like justify getting a new relic. It's truly just because I busted my balls to get the elites done with all the tasks, that now being able to get masters done without doing all the masters feels really weird. Even like back when we said like a while ago when they reduced the KC count for all the kills for combat achievements, when like I even said it would feel weird to have my elite diary just done because they reduced the KCs, and it did. I still look at some of my KCs and think, I don't really like that. Like, for the longest time before they reworked the wilderness bosses, my Callisto KC was 64. And something about it really just made me like, because you needed 100 back then to get the elite kill for it. So, like, even that, it just made me feel strange, like, given to me before it was earned kind of thing. But I promise you, had it come out as a points-based system, we would not be having the same conversation.
Right.
So it is a personal mental block that, like, it was actually suggested over the weekend that we actually sit down and do some, internal research and figure out what is a good path for accounts with no combat achievements to start getting some of these tiers done. I think that might be a fun episode at some point, but I think we'd have to sit down and do that. In any case, this is not to take away from Fear's achievement, as it is awesome that he now has the Verzik helmet and his first kitted Avernic.
Hell yeah.
Finally, getting away from combat and the controversies around the achievements, the one with no controversies. I can't even say that because people were bitching about this a couple months ago. Miscellaneous, the quest tier, the quest capes. We've got 5 quest capes this week. 5 of them. And I say people were bitching about it because it was like 99% of quest points or whatever. Remember that vote? Did that pass? I don't remember if that passed.
It did not. I don't think it did.
Which I'm also fine with.
It may get
as someone who's going for a quest cape now. I mean, the way I see it, they release a quest, like, they release maybe 4 or 5 quests a year. So, I don't know.
The barrier of entry is going to get harder. So, I could see them having like a quest cape where you get 250 quest points and you get your quest cape. But then they could have like
the Grandmaster
quest cape or something where, yes, you have to continue to do all of them. And there's like really cool perks.
Let's look at OSRS. Not OSRS. RS3. RS3 Grandmaster Quest Cape. List of Grandmaster quests, which are, there's a shit ton of them. Because I finish all the actual storylines. I'm looking for, I'll look this up later, but I think there are a set of achievements that
that quantify what
That quantify the
Grandmaster
Grandmaster Questcape, and not just like doing, I don't know what it is, because again, I don't have it. But I'm very confused on what's happening on my Iron Man right now. No, in any case, Questcapes, the important stuff. Hunchy34, once again, P5HT with his double appearance, however you pronounce that name. Real Aiko, Avengor, I always say that name wrong. Avengor and Monero UK are the 5 who got their Questcapes this week. Congratulations to you 5. Additionally, ending things off for Achievement of the Week this week, WRYD Stepmom. What are you doing, Stepmom? Got his diary cape this week. So congratulations to you on your diary cape achievement. Your cape of achievement diaries. Diary achievement cape diary. If you did something awesome and you want to tell us all about it, please do. Head over to our Discord. Head over to our Discord. Head over to our Discord. Discord.gg/OSRSTNL. I knew I was going to get there eventually. It just was going to take a couple times.
You know,
okay?
The way that you said it, I can't edit that now. All that's in there.
That's honestly,
it's all in there.
That's fine, because I may not be able to speak properly. Doesn't make me any less awesome or handsome. So whatever, leave it in.
Okay.
We'll do it live. I guess. But yeah, head over there, post about your achievements. As we always say, whether it is 1100 total level or an Infernal Maxscape, we don't care. We want to see what you guys are proud of doing. And you might get shouted out for it on the show, because it's fun to shout people out, you know? If you don't want to flex your achievements because you're like me and you don't like being the center of attention for things that you do well, we have lots of other fun channels you can hang out in. We have voice channels that are almost always active. We have, the Pets channel, which I don't think has gotten nearly as much love as it should, in the recent past. A lot of RuneScape stuff, a lot of stuff that isn't RuneScape. So come hang out. I guarantee you're going to have a great time in the best RuneScape Discord on the planet.
Hell yeah.
Michael, my friend, it is almost time to send these people off, but there's always one thing that keeps them here, the very end. The brave souls who endure the entire episode.
That would be true, except we have a little special edition for the people who have made it this far.
We have special edition.
We have a little special letter that we got in the mail that I would like to read.
Hot dog, okay.
Hot diggity dog. So, this letter comes handwritten, by the way. Handwritten letter that gets sent. It wasn't an email, which I find to be so genuine. And you don't get enough of this. You can hear that paper, right? You don't get enough of this paper. So I want to read this out to you. I hope that this is all in one take.
I was just say Floyd Mayweather here is going to read this letter for us. We're going to see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I have read this to Oxie. He knows what this letter is, but I wanted to read it for all of you. And the author of this letter has asked to remain anonymous. So we will honor their anonymity.
Like I said, one take, baby. Let's do this.
Okay. Dear Michael and Oxie, I have a story for you, and you may share it on the show if you wish. If you do, I'd like to remain anonymous. There was a time where I had a main account, and my friends and I all got lucky with big ticket drops and made bills. So to keep up, I bought gold, and I got cocky. Eventually, I tried to buy an Infernal Cape. On top of being cleaned completely, I got to live with the guilt of my act. It was a nice account, sitting at 2028 total. But it's dead. It's dead to me now. I'm so sorry, Oxie, for trying to buy the Infernal Cape. I saw your video of the run, and I know how long it took you and all the effort you put into it. I have since made an Iron Man, and my stretch goal is to achieve my own Infernal Cape. No one can say I didn't earn it. I seek redemption. I'm currently sitting at 1470 total. Besides RuneScape, I have a busy life. I'm 31 years old, and I have 7 children. I've served in the Army for 6 years, and I have been divorced twice. I now work as a forklift driver at a factory. It's miserable work, but it's become tolerable since I found Xpwaste in the TNL community. Thanks for putting on the show and creating this community. Congratulations, Michael, on the Max Cape. Congratulations, Oxie, for your Infernal Cape. Maybe one day I can send a raid with you guys. P.S. There is one more thing I almost forgot. The glitter is for Oxie.
Oh my god.
You guys said send anything, and Oxie said to send glitter. So can you forward it to him if you'd like?
That is not what I said. I said if you
colors.
tell them to send anything, they're going to send us a box of glitter and it's just going to be everywhere. So this man sent us glitter.
Sent actual glitter. So yeah, it's princess colors. Yay. LOL. If you wrote that letter, you know who you are. And thank you so much for sending the letter. I might put this up on the corkboard so you guys will see.
That might be fun.
Yeah.
Do I have a spot for glitter on my setup behind me? I could probably make it work. I could probably put glitter up somewhere back there.
This will be in the box with your shirt. So look out for that.
Awesome.
So yeah, that was the letter. Thank you. You know who wrote it. They know who wrote it, but the listeners don't know who wrote it. And we honor your anonymity in that.
Also, huge shout out to Michael for cruising through that letter without any issues.
Hell yeah, dude. I should be a voice actor because I can read a script really well. But I just can't read when people write things in a open like a no restrictions comment box. Anyway, Oxie, my dear friend, it is now time for the fun question.
Listen. We get some from the viewers. We get some from ourselves. There's one in the recording booth chat from Spartan that I kind of like.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we can take it. So the question is, right, because I want to make it fun. I don't want to make it just Oxy bitching about things, right? I want to make it fun, right? Now that you guys have a taste for Iron Man mode or a taste for Iron Man mode again, is there anything that you miss that you can do on your main? Or anything that's easy but tedious to get or do on an Iron Man account? So I'm going to put some rules for this fun question. You can't say the Grand Exchange because no shit, right? You can't. That's pretty much the only one. And if it has to do with being able to buy the supplies outright, it doesn't work, right? So anything that is inherently part of the Iron Man game mode, what do you miss about being on your main? I have one, and I imagine we can go back and forth on this. We don't each just have to have one.
Yeah. Okay. So I've been playing on my Iron Man for the last month and a half consistently. I mean, we've had these accounts for what, like
2 years?
Going on 2 years now? Huh. If you want to go first, I'll go second.
That is how that would work with only two of us, yeah.
Wow.
But the one thing I kind of miss on my group Iron Man account that I have in my main that I don't have in my Iron, I don't have any pets.
Oh.
I don't have any pets to like follow. Like I can go on my main and like pull Venenatus or my Hunlift pet, the Gauntlet pet. I can pull my Jad pet out. Like I don't have any cool pets to like follow me around and do this mundane shit with, because like that kind of sucks, man. Like I like having pets. So like that's one silly thing I miss from being on the Iron to being on the main, is there's no pets yet. There might be someday pets, but at the moment there's none.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
Okay, so Iron Otis brings up a really good point. Paraphrasing, essentially it's just like the availability of items. I know that you said the Grand Exchange to buy things, but specifically like things that you take for granted, prayer potions. It's very tedious to just like have to rely on farming. And okay, I was even talking to TMD about this because I was like, wait a second. How did Iron Man train? Like, how would you train Herblore pre-farming? Not even just Iron Man, but how would anybody train Herblore pre-farming? Chaos Druids? Relying on drops? Like, that's so bad.
They were like unidentified herbs back in the day too, and you had to have like a certain Herblore level. You had to like show them to someone in Taverley.
So bad.
To identify them. It was rough.
Ugh. So just like the availability of getting items. I think for me, I miss the gear that I have on my main account. I'm really like not loving the dragon scimitar as a main weapon from level 60, potentially until like well into the hundreds of your combat level, until you get like 85 Slayer or 80 Slayer to be able to get a whip. You know, it's like 95 Slayer to get a Dragon Hunter Lance, which is a really good item. I don't know. I miss my Maxscape of most of all. And it's just like skill cape perks.
I was just about to say, one of the things I miss the most from my main to my iron, and it's not the item, it's all the other items that go along with it. I miss my achievement diary cape.
Yeah.
I miss the shortcuts. I miss the... And I'm working on it, and I think this isn't like an Iron Man thing. This is more of a new account thing. I miss, like, I can't teleport everywhere I want. And not because I can't buy construction to buy the Nexus. I don't have all the teleports on the Xerix Talisman unlocked. I don't have all the teleports on the book unlocked. I have to have the stick in my hand to use fairy rings still, the Staff of Shame. Right? I don't have the Lumbridge Elite Diary done to be able to do that. I don't have the Narda amulet to be able to teleport to Narda for the free boost. Like, I can't, like, I think I asked over the weekend, and I quote, how the do you get to Fremennik? Like 5 times. Because I've been using Fremennik boost for like a year. So, like, I don't remember how to get there. Yeah. Like, I teleport to Camelot, and I'm confused why I'm all the way over here and not at Sears Village Bank because I haven't done the hard diary. Like, that's, I think, one of the biggest things I miss from the main to the iron is the lack of achievement diary cape. Because I'm so used to, like, just being able to go places really quickly. And again, not in the sense of, like, teleport Nexus or Max House or anything like that. While those are nice QOLs, because I've never had so many rings of dueling in my bank ever. And not just the amount of rings, the amount of like ring of dueling 8, 7, 6, 5, all those damn different like variations of rings, because you can't decant them, which is annoying. So like it's stuff like that I miss, you know. I really miss rings. But you can't do it manually. I have to like talk to Murky Matt or something like that. Like, I want to be able to decant rings like you can decant potions, you know?
True. Like so, smash like 2 rings together and hope that the charges...
exactly. Like it's a fantasy game. Who fucking cares, right? Just make it happen.
True.
So yeah, I think that's the biggest item. You'd think it would be the Infernal Cape. It is the Achievement Diary Cape, and I would imagine the Max Cape is which I don't know if is entirely an Iron Man problem as opposed to is a low level account problem. But
yeah, one thing that you bring up is like diaries in general, not even just the cape, but like I went to Narda. I went all the way to Narda with all my herbs. I'm like, I don't really care about the money. I'll just pay them to make the unfinished potions. You need the hard desert diary in order to have them make the potions for you. I'm almost positive that like there's things in this game that I have told people, yeah, just go do that. You don't need to do this, without realizing that I am an elitist a-hole who doesn't remember that some of these things are not accessible to the general public without many, many hours of grinding. Yep. Like the hard desert diary, that's no walk in the park. I mean, I wouldn't call any of the hard diaries a walk in the park, but it's not as easy as one just thinks like, oh, just grind it out. Like there's like base 70s, base 75s generally for hard diaries. So I miss my account progression the most. And it's definitely something that we'll get back to. Like
I think, yeah, another big thing for me with this account in particular, which hopefully will end at some point. Prestige is super cool when we get our first raid done together. I miss being able to do things with people. Yeah. And I don't mean just raids. I mean like I miss being able to do, you know, definitely not Sarachnis after bingo, but I don't, you know, I miss being able to do God Wars and like group PVM and group raids. Like I miss being able to do group content, which like I'm logged into my main account right now. I could go do that stuff.
Right.
But like I can't do it on the account that I'm like actively playing on and like actively focusing
Right.
on.
Where
So,
the
that's
where
probably-
the progression would be more like progression would make more sense. Like you don't necessarily need like a TOA drop unless it's a shadow, it's life-changing money. But like if you got a Fang on your main, it wouldn't really mean much because you probably would just chuck it for the GP anyway. But if you get a Fang on the group Iron Man, that's account changing right now, at the very least. So
Yeah.
there's different account progression things that the PVM that we're kind of locked out of doing. Until we're all there and we can kind of grind it out, we're very much limiting ourselves
Yeah.
from account
And
progression.
And I will say, and I don't know if I said this last week on the show or if I said this to you with some friends, the idea of getting gear to be a better player myself is fun. At its core, the idea of like handmade account progression. There are many like it, but this one is mine. I got this Fang myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that is fun. That is the admittedly fun part about Iron Man mode, is that sense of accomplishment when you do something awesome like that. It's the other parts of Iron Man mode that really turn me off, which is the like, how do I get supplies? Because I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So it's stuff like that I'm, you know, that I'm turned off to for Iron Man mode.
Yeah.
But the account progression is definitely fun. And it were just, thank God I did not pick a solo Iron Man. Thank God. That would be just the worst.
Would not have logged in past like,
Ever.
the 10th hour or something.
Ever.
You would have had to like, you got a beginner clue and it requires Charlie and you're like logging out.
Yep. Dude, I got a beginner clue yesterday on my groupie. I'm like, I swear to God, if I don't have the item in my bank, I'm dropping it. Thankfully, it was a cooked trout, which I happen to have for some reason. Okay, this is the final thing I miss. I miss knowing what I do and don't need in my bank.
True.
My bank is so close to being full on my Iron Man all the damn time, because on the main, if I don't need it, if I need it later, I can either just buy it or teleport right there to go get another one.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do either of those things on the Iron Man.
Yeah.
So my quest tab is full of shit.
Yeah.
My supplies tab is full of shit. My herblore and farming tab is full of shit. I literally had to ask TMD. I'm like, here's the deal. Do I need this acorn? And he's like, Oxie, why would you need an acorn? I'm like, I don't know. Do we need to do like farming things with trees? He's like, Oxie, I have like 90. We don't need that. I'm like, are you sure? That is what I miss about a main account.
Yeah.
Being able to be like worthless. Boom. I was
and buy it again.
I was AFKing Dagonoffs on my main.
Mm-hmm.
And I caught myself like picking up seeds and runes and shit. And I'm like, why am I doing this? I just like shift click dropped them all in a pile. Because like, I don't need that shit on my main. Like the 2K I'm getting from Dagonoffs is not going to make a difference. That I miss that a lot. Is the confidence of what I do and don't need. Because I'm not confident that I don't need anything in this game for Iron Man mode. So I have so much shit in my bank. It's so unorganized. I miss my main's bank. Not the items, not the monetary value. I miss the organization and the confidence that goes into it.
Bro, they need to come out with a way that you can export your bank, like
Bank tag layouts, baby. You can do it.
No,
Even
no,
on my
no.
group Iron Man, I can load my Tob layouts and it's all there.
no,
But
no,
it's
like
just
your
blank.
actual bank. Like you can export your placeholders, and then you can send that. They need to come out with a way to do that, because then I could just like have my placeholders all exported to my Iron Man account, and then just like remove anything I don't have or don't need. But then all my runes, all my potions are where I usually have them without the manual process of doing that. And it would make
it is.
that Discord that has, or the Reddit page that has everybody's aesthetically pleasing banks, like way more useful.
Yeah, I think that for me, that's the bank is a bit. My pets I miss, my diary cape I miss, and my confidence in my bank is what I miss. That was an interesting, fun question. It's interesting if it's like yeah, not having a grand exchange sucks. I'm a filthy main through and through, but like
That goes without saying.
it definitely makes me appreciate how well it's weird. It makes me appreciate me a lot more. It makes me appreciate the amount of time and the amount of effort I have put into catering my main account.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't need to think of where stuff is anymore in my main's bank.
Right.
But I've been getting thrown off because like I don't have stuff in the same spots on my irons bank. So like it's similar but not quite. So I go back to my main and I'm clicking on the wrong runes, or I'm clicking on the wrong items, or I'm looking for the wrong thing. I was on my main looking for my fire cape the other day. I like logged in to do MLM. I'm like, where's my fire? I like stopped and was like, I hate Iron Man mode. I hate it so much. Just like it's stuff like that throws me off, man.
It's terrible. Well, thank you, Spartan Fire, for that amazing fun question.
Yeah, puts it
guys,
into perspective. It's nice.
Yeah. If you want to send us a fun question, there's many ways you can do that. You can just be hanging out in the CC whenever we're recording and potentially get asked there. That's rare. I wouldn't count on it, but
it's not that rare.
The guaranteed ways.
It's more common than you think. Oh, I got a genie. Let's go.
The guaranteed ways are sending us a postcard to the P.O. Box. That's the word. Send it to the P.O. Box in the description. You can email us. You can also post it in Discord. There's a fun question section. If you are a patron, or just post an Xpwaste chat, we'll see it there too. Or if you have a pigeon who's trained to drop off notes, good luck with that one. So I don't know how that would happen. But it's the end of the show now, guys. Thank you so much to everyone for listening. You made it this far. Smooches, consensual smooches. You can follow us on all of our social media accounts listed below. You can join our Discord. You can join our Patreon. All that's going to be in the description. If you want to buy some merch, xpwaste.shop. We're going to have some fun stuff potentially later this year. I hope to have some fun stuff on there. You know, we did Christmas sweaters last year. Maybe we'll do some like tank top for summer. I don't know. Yes.
If I swear to God, guys, if we could get the dad shirts, the little gay boy dad Hawaiian shirts,
we would do it
for Xpwaste things
in a heartbeat.
We're gonna do it. I swear to. If we can make it happen, we're gonna do it.
Yeah. So
because
let us know what you think.
Steal his look, baby.
Steal his look. If you would like to wear merch that I always represent, little Xpwaste, it's going to be there. Thank you again, everyone. I am Michael. As always, Oxie joins me every week. And
as I said, I'm apparently the wise old man this week. But
yes, he's the wise old man. Anyway, love you guys. Check you later. Catch you later. See you next week. Bye.
Bye, everyone.